And the most dangerous kind of man is not the toxic one, it's actually the insecure one.
Ladies, please never give that insecure, average, ugly man a chance, okay? Because I promise you, you will literally feel like absolute shit during the relationship, and he's going to eat at your confidence like little by little, and you're not even going to notice it until much later on. And I feel like until you really show a sense of boundaries and that you're healed, you'll start to like really see through these guys, and then you'll be able to be like, no, like this isn't worth it to me, like bye, right? But if you haven't really healed and worked on yourself, you know, you're gonna kind of stay in that sort of relationship and that cycle and stay there longer than you really should. And that's the mistake I made, is that I did date that insecure man who was not even close to being any sort of attractive at all. And I allowed him to just say and do certain things that I never thought I would ever do, because again, it's like this manipulative tactic that they use on you and you're not even really aware of it, or at least now I'm aware of it, but while I was in it, I had no idea. Do yourself a favor, have your standards, raise your standards. Don't feel like you need to lower them because of a certain, like, whatever status this guy has, or in your mind that you need to put on a pedestal, because I promise you, you will waste years, maybe months of your life, and it's just not fun, okay? And I promise it takes a lot to get your confidence back, which is something that I have been working on for the past year. And yeah, just work on yourself, heal yourself before you get into any sort of relationship. That way you can recognize those patterns and know when to just be like, okay, goodbye, you're done.
Ladies, if he is insecure, you will perforate with your peace, your confidence, and with your future. Insecure men don't love you. They just police you, they test you, and they also drain you. Have you ever dated an insecure man? Or they mostly term them to as the ugly men. Without taking a lot of time at the beginning, you can be part of this conversation by dropping a comment. Let us get into our videos.
Watch out for this man, the insecure man, because in the beginning, he comes off as a super charming, super confident, charismatic, kind man. Over time, he slowly starts to drag you through the depths of hell with him. Has these micro moments where his insecurities start to come out. There's jealousy, there's little digs at you that you don't even really notice until they start to pile up. Still holding on to the idea of who you thought that person was in the very beginning when they came off very confident. You've already bought into his bullshit. And these tiny things that he does or says seem so small in comparison to who you think that person actually is, that confident person that you knew in the beginning. And over time, as these things start to pile up, one thing after the next, 2 years down the line, you become the most insecure version of yourself. You have allowed this man to bring you to a very dark place, a place where you don't even know yourself. Here are some signs to watch out for. Any form of controlling behavior. So he doesn't want you to follow certain people. He doesn't want you to post certain things. He doesn't want you to wear certain things. He doesn't want you hanging out with certain people. He doesn't like when you hang out with your family or friends. He'll make you feel bad about those things. So he'll either retaliate and do the same thing, but do it 12 times worse. So he'll end up like ghosting you, going out with his friends, and you don't know where he is, and he doesn't even come home until like 7 a.m. in the morning. Or he'll make you feel really bad about going out with your friends to the point where you don't even want to go. Another thing, micro digs. Little tiny things that make you question your own confidence or what you thought you knew about yourself or the things that you like. So for instance, if you put on an outfit that you feel really good about and he's like, are you really gonna wear that? Or like, you look so dumb in that. Making small comments that seem like a joke, but in reality, they make you question, why don't you ever compliment me? Which leads me to the next one. If he never compliments you ever, a man hates you. Insecure man never wants you to feel good about yourself. He wants to have that leg up on you. Like he wants to feel like he's always doing better. Downplay any successes, any good things happening in your life, because he is insecure within himself and he can't even fathom the idea that you're doing better than him. So please, stay away from the insecure man.
You can date a fat man, a short man, a bald man. You cannot date an insecure man. If you date an insecure man, his ego is going to be way too fragile and it's going to be so easy to set him off or to trigger him. And by set him off, I don't even mean he has to turn all nasty. Like he can just turn bitter. He can just start resenting you for being pretty, for being successful, for being smart, for being likable.
You will never be good enough for a man who's insecure. I'm telling you this right now, honey. If you've ever dated an insecure man, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can jump through every hoop. You can do everything that they want. You can shape yourself and mold yourself in the direct image of what he says he wants, and he will still make you feel like you're not enough. Not because you're not enough, but because he is insecure. And when a man is insecure, his only objective in a relationship with you is to break you down to the point where he can feel superior, because he does not recognize that he has the power and the agency to empower himself so that he can be good enough, so that he can feel secure. So basically, he's lazy emotionally. He doesn't want to work on himself. So what he does is tries to break you down so that he doesn't have to work on himself. When you recognize that a man is insecure, get away from him. He is toxic. He will destroy you for the pure benefit of making his lowly self-esteem feel better, girl. Get away from him now.
Woman to woman, nothing is more scary than an insecure man. An insecure man will literally send you to the depths of hell, okay? I have never had a man ever make me insecure until I was dating an insecure man that I didn't even realize was insecure. He was liking pictures of girls, etc., because he thought that I was out with guys. So to make himself feel better, he was liking these pictures of girls. When I found this out, I then started to compare myself to the women of the photos that he was liking. Guys, I'm built like a literal pencil, okay? He's liking pictures of BBL bitches. I'm then hating my body. I'm thinking my face is not good enough. I'm looking at women thinking, oh my God, would he find her attractive? He wouldn't find me attractive. Like, it literally sent me so far down. I had to build my confidence back up again. Like, that literally took me the fuck out. And after that, I will never, ever, ever deal with an insecure man like that. No.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but an insecure man will always be dangerous. And that's because by being with you, if they see how confident and powerful you are, it just serves as a reflection to themselves of how powerless they feel inside. So they will always throw stones at you until they can successfully chip away at you to bring you down. They will never love you. They will never love you. They might make you feel loved when you're disempowered, because then they feel safe and comfortable with themselves. But then they know that because you've lowered your wavelength in order to meet them, they don't respect you, because they know within their psyche and their spirit that you actually deserve better. And if you know you deserve better, then you wouldn't be entertaining them in the first place. I hope that helps.
Reason he's insecure is because he feels like you're out of his league. Let me tell y'all something. A dude who's used to getting beautiful women is not always on the fence about if you're gonna leave him for somebody else. Like, that type of insecurity, it just doesn't exist. Y'all ever seen that meme that be like, you can always tell when you're his first bad bitch? I'm sure women can tell. I'm sure y'all can tell the difference between dating men who are used to getting beautiful women and men who probably don't really get a lot of beautiful women, and you're like the first baddie or the first really attractive woman that they're dating. Oh yeah. Now, mind you, I'm speaking on the women who have never done anything to give the man cause for concern, because that's a different conversation. It is not insecurity if you've actually done stuff to make that man concerned about what you're doing and who you're doing it with. Completely different. But for the dudes that just always on the fence trying to figure out what you're doing, who you're doing it with, who you're trying to leave him for, and you've literally done nothing for him to be suspicious, then that's because this is completely new territory for him. He's still trying to figure out why you even wanted him in the first place. Anyways, follow me for more truth and common sense.
If you a woman with high confidence, baby, you have no reason being with an insecure man. The first thing they gonna do is try to love bomb you and get you to need their validation for everything. And once you put their motherfucking words on a high pedestal, they gonna start using them bitches against you to try to tear you down. Especially if you a hustler and he ain't got that hustle in him like that, he a worker, he gonna get intimidated and try to slow you down in any way possible. And the main way they slow you down is by getting you pregnant. They get you pregnant, and when you going through postpartum, they do you the worst. They say the worst shit, do the worst shit, act the worst, just the worst. An alpha woman need to be with an alpha man at all times. If you ever see yourself falling for a simp, bitch, back up and go the other way for real, because it'll never work. We learned in math class that a negative plus a negative is a negative, so it ain't gonna be shit adding to that. But negative bullshit, and who really got time for that? Don't be with no man that don't understand that your confidence should be something that's fucking joyous and that he should celebrate, because it's women walking around with low self-esteem that just let anything slide. And I wouldn't want to be with no woman like that. I would want to be with a strong, confident woman that when she go in room, she turn heads and her aura gravitates people to her because she really like that, and that's why I'm with her. I wouldn't be with her to break her down, but they don't get that.
Insecure men, they control you. Here they check your phone to see whom you're talking to, whom you're calling, and they might also dictate your outfits, what you put on. You don't have to put on charming outfits, and then they control who you also talk to. For example, amongst your friends, not because he loves, but just because he is scared to lose you. And that is not protection, rather, it is prison. Then this relationship, it might also turn into a toxic one, because he's controlling you, he's over jealousy, the insecurities are too many. It might also turn into abuse, that is physically, verbal, or even emotional. And then the other thing is lack of peace. This partner starts small fights out of nowhere. He starts accusing you even of false things just due to insecurities. He will isolate you, cut you off from your friends such that you only be dependent on him. Please like this video and also subscribe.
Here's the moral of the story, ladies. You cannot, under any circumstance, I don't care how fine you think this man is, never date an insecure man. Because it doesn't matter how good looking you are, how much money you have, how much you have your life together, how much you do for this man, how you fuck. Nothing matters, because an insecurity in a man is going to supersede anything. And that man is going to feel like there is a lack. He's going to feel less than. He's going to feel emasculated, which has nothing to do with you, ladies. Everything to do with him. But he is going to cheat on you. We've seen this time and time again, you know, with Jennifer Aniston, Angelina Jolie. I know it's diabolical to put them right next to each other. Halle Berry, Elizabeth Hurley. I mean, you name it. And now we got Meg Thee Stallion, and it's just like... And people are like, I just don't understand how he could cheat on her. I can. He is insecure. Any man that requires having multiple women wants attention and not intention. And it's because they don't have the wherewithal to have the responsibility of a full-blown relationship. They don't have that sense of security and, sorry, somebody weird was knocking on my door. They don't have the discipline. They don't have the discipline to be in a relationship. And you being the amazing woman, which you would think would inspire a man to be a better person, does the exact opposite. It makes them spiral. It makes them feel like they are the piece of shit that they are. So ladies, I know, do not date an insecure man. The minute he starts saying shit and you're like, oh, why do you feel that way? Believe him. When he says, the last thing I want to do is hurt you, bitch, it's still on the list. Believe him.
The problem with dating insecure men is that they never will admit that they're insecure. They're never self-aware enough to be like, okay, I have this work to do in this particular area because I don't feel great about myself. No. Instead, what they will do is they will come into your life presenting that they think that they're 10 out of 10 when they really think they're a 6 out of 10. And then they will slyly try to knock you down a couple pegs to a point that they feel more comfortable with you existing at. And that is what makes them insane, because they have to do it on the low, they have to do it on the sly, because otherwise you'll clock that they don't actually think that they're as good as they present. And that's what makes them dangerous, because 1 minute everything's fine, 1 minute you know you're that girl, and then the next minute after this man's come into your life, you're questioning yourself. You don't feel great about yourself. You don't think you're that pretty. You don't think you're doing that much. You're this, you're that. All the stuff you used to do, you think you're doing too much now. Listen, it is a scheme, okay? It is a scheme. Okay, to come to you with the BS. You need to be aware, of when men talk more than they do, talk more than they act, shoulders are higher than what they actually have, okay? Like, you need to be able to suss out men who are clearly insecure about their life. Not to say that men cannot have insecurities. People have insecurities, okay? Everyone has insecurities. That doesn't make you an insecure person, okay? The same way you will have bad traits, you might have flaws, it doesn't make you a bad person. So you need to be able to suss out the difference. Men can have insecurities, but we're not dating insecure men, because they are mad, okay? They are mad, they are dangerous, they are harmful, and they don't know that they are. Those are the most dangerous people to date. People who are harmful in ways that they don't even know. Because how do you control that? How do you rein that in? You don't. You just get hurt. That's literally it. So we're not doing that.
Look, insecure man is typically going to stress you out the fucking most. Because they approach you with these things, they start accusing you of shit that you're not doing. They're going to hit you with the, oh, you're cheating, or you're talking to somebody else. You don't love me. You're going to leave me. All these, like, absurd things, which puts you in this position where you start overcompensating and you start doing the most just to prove to this person that you're not like that, right? Now, we have to be very careful when we run across these type of individuals and these type of men, because that can also be a manipulation tactic. And that can also be gaslighting. You know, if he can make you think that you're something that you're not, or you're showing characteristics that you're truly not showing, it covers up his tracks. It allows him to kind of stay under the radar, because all of the attention is being put on you and not his actions. This is why it's also very important to, like, look behind the scenes, right? Is this person accusing you of these type of things because they feel as if they don't deserve you? They feel as if, you know, you deserve more, you're worth more, whatever the case may be. And if that's the case, ask, well, why does this person think that I deserve more, right? Why don't they think that they're at a position where they can give me what I want? If it's finances, that's one thing. You know, men can typically be insecure and feel insecure when it comes to their finances. But anything outside of that, you need to start addressing it. And if you can find the actual root, good for you. But if there's no root and you just see that you're being gaslit with all of these different things, you need to actually start looking at the person a little bit differently and asking, why is this person planting seeds in me? That's not true. It's all this, just this big, you have to analyze your situation very clearly, you know, because manipulation and insecurity goes hand in hand, because typically the insecure people are the ones who feel the need to manipulate, right? Which is why I keep highlighting, find that root, because if you can figure out what the root is, it's going to help you figure out if you need to just leave this motherfucker in the past, or if this is something you can take this motherfucker to therapy for, you feel me? But if they're like an actual narcissist, they like empathy, ain't no fucking therapy gonna help that.
Insecure men will always hurt the relationship in some way, shape, or form. They will always sabotage the relationship in some way, so don't even waste your time trying to earn their trust, thinking you can love them through it. Don't think, oh, they just never had the right woman and I am. Nah. Yeah, you are the right woman, but girl, he is not the right man. I know we all got some type of issue, but insecurity is one that you won't be able to work through because you are his trigger. Every time you try to love him, he's going to shit on it because he can't handle it. He will do nothing but bring out the worst in you. He will break your self-esteem down, even if you initially had high self-esteem. And forget about him having any accountability. Everything will always be your fault. And I hate to say it, but he may even be abusive. Physically, verbally, and or mentally, and even emotionally. When a man's insecurities and low self-esteem take over, it can become very, very dangerous. And there's a chance he will cheat on you too. He will, of course, always accuse you of cheating because he believes you are cheating. He's so afraid that you're going to hurt him that he will hurt you first. He can't control himself or his emotions, so he's going to try to control you. And it's probably true that a good man is probably deep down inside of him somewhere, and you may even see glimpses of that good man come out sometimes, and that gives you some sort of hope. But before you know it, you're years in and he's still the same and still breadcrumbing you.
Ladies, it's nothing worse than dealing with a nigga that's insecure, overly protective, controlling, all that type of shit. Because, I mean, he's not confident within himself, you know what I'm saying? He's insecure within the person that he is. He doesn't really truly understand and value himself, so he will jeopardize you in any way if he feels that you're trying to leave him and shit like that. Like, especially when a nigga feel like you above his league and shit. See, nigga like me, I don't think like that. I don't think that there's a woman that, you know, is like my top tier woman and stuff like that. I don't think like that. I just feel like my wife is my top tier, you know what I'm saying? Even that is like, you know, like what's meant for me would be, and if one girl leave me, the next one gonna be better. That's just how I think. But y'all gotta stop fucking with niggas that's not on y'all level. That's why y'all be dealing with all these insecure ass niggas.